Alright, everyone.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Teresita Blanco, the artsysister, and we're continuing with my sweet vampire Candice. This is the start of chapter 15. And this is, me trying to get this into connect. Alright, let's get started. After that night, there was no doubt where Horsana stood in the pecking order. Candice and Sofita too had shown increase in strength, and none of the Sunshine State vampires had ever seen Siddhanta's jackal form. Like an unmarried couple, Siddhanta and Horsana got back together. Siddhanta made the effort to curb his violent outbursts, and Horsana promised to make the effort to grow a spine. To help with that, Mr. Falco started staying with Horsana a bit as a type of pet. Since now he lived with Candice, Siddhanta also moved into the apartment. Candice left for the pair, the only empty room left in the apartment. An extra bed was added in the coffee room for Ambrose to sleep, while the closet was expanded to make room for Sofita and Candice's coffin. After doing a bit of Tetris with the furniture, everyone ended up comfortable in the two-bathroom Hialeah Savannah apartment. While Ambrose recuperated, the group only went out in twos to run errands. The other two fellows were him back to nurse Ambrose back to health. In order to do that, Candice got herself a job at a funeral home. The home was managed by a pair of old ghouls and their adopted human child. Candice would see the boy play while she dug up the graves, or she helped prep up the dead bodies. In exchange for her services, the ghouls would supply Candice with fresh body parts for Ambrose. It was not till 2013 that Ambrose got a little better. To celebrate his health, the group decided to try to change the scenery a bit. Instead of going out to a Cuban restaurant, they decided to try sushi instead. At first, they tried the Shana buffet in Hialeah. The food was terrible, and then the next time they drove past the place, it had exploded. After doing a bit of research, Ambrose found a place called Bonsai in A Street. It was a Thai restaurant. Ever since that night, the group rode together because of horror movie reasons. The first thing they tried was sake, and none of them had ever tried the thing. After taking a sip, Candice frowned and said, I do not know what to order cause I never had sushi stuff. I recommend the lobster bomb, said the waitress. Neat, said Candice. Ambrose saw some fellows eating, and then he pointed to those items. He ended up ordering some coconut shrimps, drunken noodles, and the California eel rolls. Since most of the food was raw, it suited well his ghoulish appetite. Ambrose and Horsana had tonka soup. Siddhanta tried the crunch roll because of the anime streaming service he was using. As for Horsana, he had rice combination with other toppings in the menu. The friends ordered after the sake a bunch of different Ramune bottles. After trying it, they settled on the original taste that was close to lemon. It was a bit difficult to drink due to the glass bead inside the bottle that prevented you from drinking it all in one gulp. The food came all around the same time. What Candice said was awesome. She ate it slowly because she insisted on mastering chopstick. Again, Ambrose tried to start the conversation. He said to Siddhanta, so, like, Osiris is real enough. How does the reincarnation thing work? Souls who go to purgatory get reincarnated. Once you go to hell, there is no reincarnation, answered Sofita. Jeez, I was not asking your opinion on the matter. I wanted to hear a second opinion. Suit yourself, said Sofita, stabbing at her sushi to try to eat it. The waitress brought silverware as well, but the party refused to use it, because they really wanted to learn how to use chopsticks. Siddhanta sighed and said, the creature that causes Celso City is nothing like what you see in the picture. If I was to compare it to something, I would say that it's akin to Tahulu. Tahulu, asked Candice. You know, the H.P. Lovecraft winged squid monster whose name is impossible to pronounce or even spell, said Sofita. Ah, yes, that thing. It looked like a humanoid squid monster, and sometimes there was another creature with him who calls himself Mundus. Mundus appears to Horsana sometimes. He calls Horsana a pure soul, and that he wants us to ascend so that we are no longer be made to prey upon the demons of this fake cursed earth, explained Siddhanta. And I thought my cult was weird, said Candice. It's not a cult, whined Sofita. That's what Lorica wants you to think, said Candice, referring to the leader of the monastery. I sometimes ponder if anything that those creatures say is true, said Horsana. Well, Osiris never claimed to be a god, said Siddhanta. Weird, said Candice. The train of weirdness was interrupted by the waitress, who asked if they wanted dessert. Candice looked at the menu and she saw fried ice cream and cheesecake tempura. Siddhanta and Horsana ordered an FBI, or a fried banana ice cream. Ambrose and Sofita ordered the Thai donuts. While they waited for the order, they came up with a different topic. This time it was Sofita who spoke first. We should take a vacation outside the country, like a cruise or something. I had never been to Mexico. I was deported to Tijuana once. The place was terrible, said Siddhanta. Maybe the tourist areas would be better. It is not as if everything in Miami is of rainbows and butterflies. I mean, have you seen Opaloca? Yes, it seems like a good place to go die, said Candice, laughing. Even the police station is abandoned. Ain't nobody coming to help you if you get shot or worse. The dessert came rather quickly, and with the food in place, the party went into eating mode. Candice sighed and said, "Sweet baby Jesus, that is the best cheesecake I ever had." Ambrose said, "Let me try it." He stretched his hand, and Candice poked away at it with her fork. Her eyes turned black and gold as she growled to protect her dessert. Ambrose frowned and said, "Yeesh, keep your stupid cheesecake. I will just order one of my own." When Ambrose's cheesecake arrived, Candice commandeered it. Ambrose at least did manage to take a bite before she took it. Raising an eyebrow, he said, "The cheesecake is hot." Weird. "How are your donuts?" asked Candice. Super hot and yummy. And the condensed milk is just the perfect dipping sauce," said Ambrose. "You would eat a whole shoe if it was dipped in condensed milk," said Siddhanta, laughing. "That's not the only thing I would eat if it had condensed milk," wink wink, said Ambrose, laughing. "Ambrose," snapped Candice, pretending to be jealous. "Oh yeah, what is the time?"
7 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
You're good, don't worry.
"So how's your FBI?" asked Sofita. "It's good, but I think next time we should order a CIA," said Horsana, laughing at his terrible joke. And so it was decided that night that they would go on a cruise, the Norwegian to be exact. As luck would have it, a tropical storm chased the cruise all over the Caribbean. In the first day, things were pretty nice, with a lovely sunny air. Candice spent a lot of time on the top deck looking for a pool to hang out. The pools were tragically small, and the cruise was extremely crowded. The thing that Candice hated the most about the cruise was the buffet. All the food tasted like nothing. The 2 bedrooms they had acquired were as small as a closet. They tried to make the best out of the terrible situation. They went to a few comedy skits, and they even saw some artworks. After the first 2 days, they had seen everything there was just to see in the cruise ship. On the 3rd day, the cruise finally docked at Rotan, Honduras. The first thing that Candice said when she saw the place was, "I'm bored." "Well, let's stretch our legs, cause I'm super seasick of being seasick. I'm super sick of being seasick," complained Ambrose. So, Sofita was officially on strike. She had entered the bathroom shower and had gone into hibernation. It was either that or being seasick all the time. Siddhanta and Horsana had struck a weird friendship with the guy who cleaned the room. One day, the maid had made a cool origami with the tower. Horsana was so delighted by the swan-shaped tower that he had left the guy $20 tip. The maid kept varying the designs of the origamis to get more tips. On the last day, Horsana gave the guy $100. Aside from the room episode, Siddhanta and Horsana spent their time finding different places to make love. Ever since they had moved in with Candice, they had to deal with the ghoulish Ambrose who liked to watch. The cruise had provided the pair some much-needed privacy. Since the pair wanted to get away from Ambrose, they decided not to go on the road on excursion. Candice and Ambrose had gotten a trip to a mini submarine. Candice wanted to see the corals. The little dog seemed quirky enough, with a nice poverty feel to it. It had the usual tacky things one finds in any other tourist zone. After getting on a bus, they were led to a dock of some sort. While looking down at the water, Candice said, "I think that looks like a corpse." "No, I see the head moving," said Ambrose with disappointment. The submarine turned out to be a broken-down ship with a top on the bottom, with some tiny holes. To the left, Candice saw dead corals, and to the right, more dead corals. When a different tourist mentioned this, the tourist lady said that the corals were colored in documentaries. A few of the tourists got mugged. Candice would have gotten mugged too, but the kids running the scam had made their 40 wallets poured out today. When she got back to the cruise ship, she fell asleep quickly out of sheer boredom. But this was an improvement. The private tourist island had a giant pool and a beach. Candice entered the ocean to see the fishes. She met a lot of new types of sharks and some familiar faces as well. Her joy of sharks was eventually quelled when a tourist fished out one of the sharks. Candice, who had a strong affinity for those critters, left the water and she hauled the shark back into the ocean. As for the humans on the small fishing boat, they too went to meet Candice's dear shark friends. This time Sidanta and Rosella did docking Belize. They spent their time in the pool philosophizing about cats. Ambrose, in the meantime, roamed the tourist area looking for a corpse. He had not eaten decaying human flesh in weeks, and he was starting to show his true form again. Thankfully, Candace's sharks weirdly provided. A food washed ashore, and it was enough for Ambrose to get back into working order. The final two stops were to Mexico. In the first stop, the time?
Just still got 4 minutes.
In the first stop, the party visited Chacho Bay. It was located in the middle of the jungle. This time the entire party went, with the exception of Sofita, who was being stubborn, or maybe she was very nauseous. The tour guide showed the party some cool Mayan pyramid. Much to Sidante's surprise, the Mexican lady was going on a rant about aliens in Mexico. Apparently, the alien scene was really big among the Mexican Mayan community. And then one day, the Mayans were spirited away by aliens in order to protect them. Had Pompey had good relationship with aliens, the two who had avoided disaster, said the tour guide. That all sounds like crazy talk to me, said Ambrose. Well, you pay for what you get, said Candice, smiling. We paid like $100, Candice, whined Sidanta. I will get the money back tonight, said Candice. And indeed she did. After they returned from the pleasant trips to the ruins, Candice said about robbing some guys at the casino. To her, it was a guiltless crime. Those folks were going to lose all their money anyway. For the final trip, the party went to Tulum. They had actually managed to persuade Sofita to come to the trip. The trip by boat ended up taking 2 hours. The sea was choppy. The party sat on the bottom part of the boat. At a certain point, a girl on the top deck threw up. The wind caused the vomit to fall right on Sofita's face. It also splattered the others. Since they were thrown out, they made an effort to get out first. The boat was trying to dog everyone. Eventually, the ladder of the second floor of the boat broke. It left Candice and her friends stranded as they went to dock elsewhere. Without a tour guide, they had no way of knowing where to go. Frowning, Candice said, well, that sucked. Now what are we going to do? We're doomed, whined Sofita. Look, the boy's trying to dock over there. It's a bit far, but if we run a thing, we can rejoin our group, said Candice. The waves caused the boat to smash against the side of the dock, damaging the hull. There was something hidden inside of it, for it caused it to explode. Candice, in shock, said, wow, somebody must really be looking out for us. I don't know, it all feels terrible if you ask me. You know, the boat exploded. The conversation was eventually interrupted by a familiar, weird creature. It was the siren that Candice had seen in Key West. She had only a mouth once again. The creature was yelling all over the place the word 14. 14, Accidenta weirded out. It means 14 in Spanish, explained Sofita. I know what it means, but why yell it? asked Ambrose. Beats me, said Candice, jumping into the water. Alright, we'll continue with the adventure later. Bye bye and God bless.